Tonight, some call for the widespread tornado warning to be narrowed and more specific. Taking a look at where a tornado may have actually landed and the destruction left behind. Plus, premiers planning to loosen the rules on interprovincial alcohol sales and how it could benefit local producers. Good evening. We begin tonight with mounting questions about how and when Environment Canada triggers the weather alert system for tornadoes. Many people jolted into a frantic state when their phones and televisions started to alarm with a warning message. Some say it was too widespread, while others suggest better safe than sorry. CTV's Austin Lee has tonight's top story.
Meteorologists are tracking a thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado.
It was a tornado warning sent to phones and TV screens across much of eastern Ontario Tuesday afternoon.
I was confused because it didn't seem windy.
It was not big panic. We just looked outside, so it was raining a bit. So pretty chill.
Advising people to take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches.
It was a surprise. We don't get those things usually, so we're not used to it. And then I thought, oh, is everything well in my place? And I live on a high rise in an upper floor, and it's like, yeah, everything should be okay.
The warning spanning the entire city of Ottawa, as well as the United Counties of Prescott and Russell, but no tornado formed in Ottawa, and the real threat was near Vars.
There's too many people inside that warning region that simply don't need the warning at all. Like, even towards Arnprior, it was sunny outside.
Storm chaser Connor Mockett suggests adopting a similar approach used in the United States, where warnings only go out to those in the narrow path where a tornado could touch down.
If you're issuing warning boxes that big, a large majority of that warning box has nothing to worry about. And that's when people start, disregarding the warnings.
No one from Environment Canada or Alert Ready, Canada's emergency alerting system, could explain why so many people were warned. But there is strong evidence a tornado likely touched down in Harrington, Quebec, about 120 kilometers northeast of downtown Ottawa.
We never issue tornado warnings lightly. It's always sent from our colleagues with strong evidence.
But the risk, according to critics, the cry wolf effect kicks in, and crucial warnings are more often ignored.
Your phone starts screaming at you, and you just look at it, you press OK, and you put it down, and you can go about your day. It shouldn't be that way.
Austin Lee, CTV News.
In the meantime, as Austin mentioned, it appears the twister did touch down in Harrington, Quebec, and that's only about an hour and a half east of Ottawa. As CTV's Sweet Arasio reports, for the people there, the experience was terrifying.
A camping trip that was supposed to be peaceful and quiet was anything but.
We saw the rooftop drop on her head.
It happened Tuesday in Harrington. A possible tornado hit the area. The family says it was terrifying.
And we just take my mother, the dog, the kids, and just stay all together.
I was thinking if tomorrow I'm going to be alive. I was terrifying.
Environment Canada says the storm hit between 5 and 6 p.m. It didn't last long, but the aftermath is hard to miss. Broken trees littering the streets. The town's mayor says many local roads were unpassable.
But we have 66% of our roads that are affected by trees, mature trees.
Hydro lines were also downed, leaving hundreds without power. Environment Canada isn't able to confirm yet, but believes this was a tornado.
So we were in a very warm and unstable air mass, which led to the formation of multiple thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms.
So this tree fell on this.
That's exactly what Donna Hines thought it was going to be, just a thunderstorm. But when she got the tornado warning on her phone, she acted quickly.
We ran into the basement. I think it lasted about 10 minutes, but we just kept hearing falling trees. It was very scary.
Trees are scattered all over her property, damaging parked cars and her roof.
I'm still shaking. Like it could have been, nobody was hurt. That's all I keep saying.
With the help of her community, the cleanup has already begun. As for the family at the campsite, they say their vacation is over and hope the next one won't be this eventful. Sweet Rassi, CTV News.
CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of yesterday's weather event and today's reaction to it. There are more stories on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Right now, though, here's Jackie Perez with a first look at the forecast.
Well, it's looking like a cool evening in the capital. These overnight lows, yeah, it's going to feel more like fall. 11 degrees for the overnight, 40% chance of some showers, but it should clear by midnight. Partly cloudy skies for most of tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow's daytime high, 24 degrees. We will get lots more sunshine, mostly in the afternoon. That's the good news. And again, we are going to have a cool morning, so you definitely want to bring a light jacket when you start your day off, and so dressed in layers. Now, Thursday night into Friday, we are likely going to see more sunshine on the way. These details for you and much more in just a bit.
Thank you, Jackie. Turning now to the politics that could impact every province and territory. All 13 of Canada's premiers are gathering in Charlottetown for an annual summit, but it comes against a backdrop of the new tariff threat from President Trump, which is starting to dominate their agenda. Earlier this week, the president threatened to impose a 50% tariff on a number of Canadian goods, including alcohol, cement, dairy products, and hockey sticks. The new tariffs were sparked in part by provincial bans on U.S. alcohol, but many premiers remain steadfast, saying they will not put U.S. booze back on their province's shelves, and instead, they're working on this. 9 of the 13 provinces, including Ontario, have agreed to remove interprovincial barriers to alcohol sales. Under that revamped agreement, provincial rules will change to allow Canadian producers to sell alcoholic products directly to consumers regardless of jurisdiction. The premiers of Quebec and the 3 territories have not signed on to the agreement just yet. Quebec's premier says she's not opposed, but may have some conditions. Even then, as CTV's Tyler Fleming tells us, some local producers are getting ready to wet their whistle on what could be lucrative opportunities.
At SFR Distillery in Ottawa, a variety of spirits are made on site.
Vodka, gin, we do a number of liqueurs,
including the flagship award-winning whiskey crafted by master distiller Adam Brierley.
And we'd love to share it with everybody.
Now they can. For years, selling alcohol across provincial borders has been complicated by rules and regulations. But on Tuesday, 9 provinces, including Ontario but not Quebec, agreed to make it easier for breweries, wineries, and distilleries to sell directly to consumers outside their home province.
Now, if people coast to coast, north, south, east, west, want to try Canada's best blended whiskey, they can just go on our website and order it to their door.
Pistol's Brewery is toasting the move, too.
If you have fans that could be visiting and then they go back to where they're from, now they can go ahead and get it, right?
The change comes as Canadian producers look to grow their market at home, with some provinces banning American alcohol products from shelves amid ongoing trade tensions with the United States.
We need to support ourselves here in Canada. Working together makes it so much easier for all of us.
For whiskey lovers, it means access to rare, unique, and small batch bottles that can be hard to find.
Right here, Baldur's from Last Mountain Distillery is a hidden gem, and it's been on my list of whiskeys to buy.
Mike Brisebois, who organizes the Whiskey Wonderland Festival in Ottawa, says this helps to uncork Canada's world-class whiskey scene.
Now they can actually create that link to the consumer and actually fulfill an order to them and, get their products across the country without being tied to have a general listing in one of our government-regulated liquor stores.
We do very approachable, very familiar London dry style gin. It's kind of one of those rising tide situations, right? Where our industry then grows and we have an identity on the national stage.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Also, Ottawa paramedics say 2 people were injured at a downtown construction site this morning when a garbage bin fell off a forklift. It happened at around 8:20 a.m. in the area of Argyle Avenue and Metcalfe Street. A garbage bin fell from a forklift, striking 2 people, one in their 30s and another in their 50s. Both were taken to the hospital in serious but stable condition. The Ontario Ministry of Labour is investigating. Ottawa police are looking for witnesses after a home invasion in Manotick. Police say this happened at a house in the area of Dunblane Way and Cabral Place between 10 and 11 a.m. on Sunday. Police say the suspects, 4 men and 1 woman, were dressed as construction workers. So far, there's no word on if anything was taken or if there were any injuries. Anyone who witnessed suspicious activity in the area or who may have doorbell camera footage is asked to contact investigators. And an Ottawa driver has been stopped for stunt driving for a third time by the same police officer. The most recent stop on Limebank Road on Monday when the driver was nabbed going 145 kilometers an hour.
If people don't take the right kind of precautions, then they're just increasing their risk.
Coming up, why the health dangers of wildfire smoke may go well beyond your lungs. We'll explain in just a few minutes. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is 13 degrees outside currently. And it's time now for a closer look at the forecast. Here's Jackie.
Okay, so let's take a look at our overnight conditions. Now, mainly cloudy skies, but by the time 7 a.m. rolls around, especially around Kingston, Brockville, and Cornwall, lots of sunshine. Even Pembroke and Renfrew, mainly sunny skies. A little bit of cloud cover for Ottawa, but this will change as the day progresses. By 7 p.m., really much all of Eastern Ontario will have clear skies in the forecast. This will carry into our Friday. More on that in just a bit. Here's the temperature gauge, though. 12 degrees to start things off at 7 a.m. We are going to warm up to about 20 degrees by the time noon hits. And then by 4 p.m., 25 degrees, humidity levels, or with that sunshine as well, it will feel closer to 28. So we are in for some summer-like, or the return of those summer-like conditions. Now, tonight's lows across Eastern Ontario, some areas are down to the single digits. That includes Bancroft at 7 degrees, Pembroke at 9 degrees. Most of Eastern Ontario is sitting around 11, but you can see by Montreal, mainly clear skies. Now, tomorrow's daytime highs still sitting in the seasonal 24, 25 degrees throughout the region. We are likely going to see a little bit of cloud cover, but for the most part, more sunshine is on the way. Now, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we can see that the daytime high for Thursday is 25 degrees. The overnight low is still going to be quite cool, 12 degrees going into Friday, but sunny for our Friday, 27 the daytime high, and our overnights will get back more to seasonal, about 15 to 18 degrees as we head into the weekend.
Thank you, Jackie. A new warning tonight from health experts about the dangers of wildfire smoke going far beyond just the lungs. As CTV's Pauline Chan tells us, it also poses an increased risk of dementia.
One bad day won't cause dementia, for example. But the problem is that we're increasingly having bad day after bad day after bad day. And if people don't take the right kind of precautions, then they're just increasing their risk.
Alison Secular is the chief scientist at Baycrest.
Air pollution in general can cause inflammation in the brain. It can cause changes in the ability of the brain to repair itself. It can cause all kinds of other issues and introduce different kinds of poisons and toxins basically into the brain.
She says the particles are so small they can cross the blood-brain barrier. And it's not just trees that burn. Buildings and vehicles also release toxins into the air.
Things like carbon monoxide will be in there. There are things like benzene and formaldehyde.
She says genetics are a small part of our risk factors for dementia, but the ones we can control go by the acronym BRIGHT. B for body movement, so make sure you exercise daily. R is for rest and relaxation, also important for the body's health. I is for involvement.
Socially and cognitively. So social engagement is really highly critical.
G is for glasses and hearing aids, an under-recognized factor in brain function decline. H is for heart health.
If it's good for your heart, it's actually also good for your brain.
And T is for toxins such as alcohol, smoking, and air pollution. So on days like mid-July, when Toronto had the worst air quality in the world.
So for me, if it's a 4 or higher, I minimize any kind of strenuous activity outside. And on a day like a 10 or a 9 or an 8, I would try not to go outside at all.
Secular says precautions such as an N95 mask are a good idea, especially for older Canadians. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
The incidence is about 1 or 2 per 100,000 population.
Coming up, the risky surgery with a happy ending, but also a new beginning. We'll have more on the expectant mother and her faith in her medical team just ahead.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
A popular path along the Ottawa River has finally reopened after a years-long closure. You can enjoy the scenic pathway behind Parliament Hill for the first time since 2022. It reopened to the public yesterday. The National Capital Commission spent the past 4 years stabilizing the escarpment behind the Supreme Court of Canada and removing the tunnel section of the pathway. To Montreal now, where doctors were able to successfully complete an extremely risky surgery. They operated on a woman's brain while she was pregnant. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has the details.
Before and then after.
These brain scans of Zupa Nakayisimatego are a reminder just how quickly life can change. It all began January of 2025. She was working out at the gym when she felt a sudden pop in her head.
I was very dizzy. I couldn't see properly.
She was in severe pain. Her husband took her to the hospital where she found out she had suffered a stroke, which caused bleeding in her brain. Dr. Marie-Christine Brunet at the Montreal Neurological Institute says her condition was rare.
The incidence is about 1 or 2 per 100,000 population.
Nakayisimatego needed surgery, but there was also something else. She was nearly 6 months pregnant. Doctors gave her the option to wait until after she gave birth, but if left untreated, it could lead to a coma or even death. So she decided to go ahead with the surgery.
I had a feeling that my baby would be okay.
Call it a mother's intuition because she was right. After a 10-hour surgery, Nakayisimatego recovered well, and months later, she gave birth to a baby girl. Dr. Brunet says it took a lot of doctors to pull it off, including specialists from the Montreal Children's Hospital.
And they were here on a standby just in case something would happen and we would have to deliver the baby prematurely.
Operating on a pregnant patient is not something Dr. Brunet does often. But for Nakayisimatego, there's no doubt she had the right doctor on her side.
She did this incredible thing and she saved 2 lives.
And after a scary start for both mom and baby, they now have the most important gift anyone could ask for, their health. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
In more health news, Canadian Blood Services is asking for donors to help replenish its dwindling supply of life-saving essentials. The organization says the blood supply is down nearly 20% since June 1st, and there are now limited days on hand of several blood types. Canadian Blood Services says plans were made for a seasonal decline in donations, but appointment bookings have fallen below typical patterns. VP Ron Vizina says more donors are needed to ensure hospitals have the blood they need for everyday care and emergencies and to address any added demand linked to the August long weekend. You can find out how to donate at blood.ca. A new set of health warnings is coming to cigarette packages across Canada. The new designs feature images highlighting the health impacts of smoking both on smokers and those around them. The Canadian Cancer Society says the warnings have been shown to reduce smoking since they debuted in 2001, and rotating to a new set keeps them from becoming stale. Also, dozens of people came out to the lawn in front of Parliament Hill this afternoon for a summer tradition here in the capital. Every Wednesday at noon, you can bring a mat to Parliament Hill and take part in an outdoor yoga session. It's guided by instructors from Elevate Yoga Studio. The event is free and open to everyone. Still to come, how you can support Canadian veterans with every bite of a burger. Stay with us. CTV News continues right after this. The opening bell at the TSX will ring at 9:30 tomorrow morning, but in case you missed it, here's a look at today's business news. And as BNN Bloomberg's Mirella Fernandez reports, big tech companies have started to report earnings.
Alphabet is the first. The parent company of Google reported revenue of about $120 billion U.S. for the last 3 months. A key metric for Alphabet is cloud revenue, which was up over 80% from last year, coming in at just under $25 billion U.S. Its CEO says its earnings success also comes from its AI chatbot, Gemini, AI queries, And YouTube. Like the other hyperscalers, Alphabet is spending billions of dollars on its AI infrastructure. Tesla also reported earnings today that fell short of expectations. Revenue came in above $28 billion U.S., but operating costs were up 47% for the electric vehicle company. Car sales drive revenue, although the company is building out its robotics and AI businesses, but those aren't generating significant revenue just yet. Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says home sales and prices will be dropping this year. CMHC sees about 13,000 fewer homes being sold, and the average price of a home more than $4,000 off. CMHC says uncertainty, slow population growth, and borrowing costs are all factors. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up to $70.99 U.S. West Texas Intermediate up over $2 to 86.83 U.S. a barrel. Western Canadian Select up over $1 to 68.11. And the TSX gained 116 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
After several months of decline, auto sales across the country are up year over year in June. An estimated 182,000 vehicles were sold, up 1.9% from 2025. It reversed the downward trend that started last October. The numbers come from Desrosiers Automotive Consultants, and the firm says the numbers are welcome news, but the market is still, quote, stressed and facing headwinds. The only province that saw fewer auto sales in June compared to last year was Ontario. Ottawa residents could soon have more options when it comes to package deliveries. The city is exploring options for setting up delivery lockers at city-owned recreation facilities to help prevent porch pirates. Staff are looking for interested companies that could help supply, install, and manage outdoor delivery lockers. The tender closes at the end of the month. In local consumer news, an East End restaurant has created a hamburger in support of veterans. Bite Burger House was at Veterans House in Ottawa today, providing a free lunch to 40-plus veterans. Today was the launch of the restaurant's new burger, the Veteran Burger, topped with cheese, bacon, caramelized onions, pickles, lettuce, and a maple aioli. $2 from every Veteran Burger sold will be donated to Veterans House Canada.
Every dollar counts. And I know, like I've told people, today's inflation and the way things are with the economy, things are tough. So if you've got a choice to go out for dinner and you can make a donation at the same time and enjoying a great burger, it works.
The Veteran Burger at Bite Burger House in Orleans, which is located on 10th Line Road, will be available on the menu come August. Veterans House Canada provides homeless veterans with housing, employment, and mental health services. It is estimated there are about 5,000 homeless vets in this country. When we return, a popular artist takes center court at tonight's Blackjacks game, and we'll also tell you how the team did.
Pure Country 94. Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen to Pure Country 94 on the free iHeartRadio app.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Camp. Temperature holding steady at 13 degrees. And finally for us tonight, there's a final check on weather with Jackie.
Will be a chilly start to the morning, 13 to kick things off. Mainly sunny skies. That's the good news. You still want to bring an extra layer, and perhaps a jacket or a sweatshirt that you could peel off later in the afternoon, because we are getting to a daytime high of 25 degrees, mainly sunny skies. We'll get lots more sunshine for our Friday and Saturday with daytime highs between 27 and 28 degrees.
Thank you, Jackie. And before we say goodnight, a snippet of the Ottawa Blackjacks halftime headliner. Singer-songwriter Tyler Shaw, who now calls the Capitol home, took to center court to entertain the basketball fans, and he made it a family affair, at one point engaging in a fun daddy-daughter dance. Shaw is known for his debut single, Kiss Goodnight, and a recent Christmas album. When it comes to the game itself, the Blackjacks were playing the Scarborough Shooting Stars. This was the final home game of the regular season. Final score 113-104 for Scarborough. Ottawa now finishes their regular season with a 4-game road trip, still looking for their spot in the playoffs. Go Blackjacks, go. Good luck to you. That's CTV News for this Wednesday, July 22nd. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful night.